Lane 1, Los Gatos Rowing Club, Los Gatos, California. Lane 2, Mile High Rowing Club, Parker, Colorado. Lane 3, Newport Aquatic Center, Newport Beach, California. Lane 4, Avalon Rowing Club from Norwalk, Connecticut. Lane 5, ZLAC Rowing Club from San Diego. And Lane 6, Marin Rowing Association, Green Bay, California. At 250 meters, we have Mile High Rowing Club in Lane 2 in the lead. Marin Rowing Association in Lane 6, battling it out with Los Gatos in Lane 1. And ZLAC in Lane 5 for second place. Newport in Lane 3 and Avalon Rowing Club in Lane 4 are slightly behind the leaders. At this point, Marin in Lane 6 and Mile High Rowing Club are dead even for first place. Lane 5, ZLAC Rowing Club has edged out Los Gatos in Lane 1. And as we approach the 500-meter mark, it's too close to call between Mile High Rowing Club and Marin. Third place, closely contested, Los Gatos and ZLAC, followed by Newport Aquatic Center and Avalon Rowing Club.
Mile High are sharing the lead at the moment out of Lane 2 with the crew in Lane 6 from Marin Rowing Association. That was the position going through the 500-meter mark. The crews are separating out quite a bit. At the front, we have Mile High, Marin, and Newport Aquatic Center.
Once again, a great challenge for the crews and their coxswain in particular when there is such a separation in lane assignments between the crews that are battling each other. Mile High is in lane number 2, and the crew that they're having the big bug tussle with right now is all the way out in lane number 6. So that makes it quite a bit of a challenge, as Mile High apparently has edged off into the lead, and it might be a moot point if they get enough of an advantage as it comes down to the finish line.
Looks like Los Gatos have thrown themselves into the mix as well. So it's Mile High, Los Gatos and Marin who are busily contesting the first slot in this race.
Mile High continues to hold their lead. Their main challenge at the time is coming from far outside Marin and along the shoreline Los Gatos.
Mile High have now established some open water before they hit the Ingram Gap. Los Gatos are throwing down the challenge to Marin on the outside. And I would say that they are level pegging, Los Gatos are level pegging with Marin for second place, and they're about a length and a quarter back on the lead boat from Mile High.
Quickly checking our lane assignments. It's Los Gatos Rowing Club in lane number 1. Mile High, our current leader, in lane number 2. Newport Aquatic Center in lane 3. Avalon, the trailing boat, in lane number 4. ZLAC got off to a pretty good start, but has now filtered themselves back into the back of the pack. They're in lane 5. And one of our front-running challengers is in lane number 6. That is Marin on the far outside.
Again, a reminder that in these Masters races, they're racing over twice the distance that they normally race over during the regatta season. Masters races are normally 1,000 meters. So for a lot of these rowers, in terms of side-by-side racing, this is unknown territory, racing over 2,000.
Mile High continues to have the lead, but they need to keep an eye on that far outside lane. Marin in lane number 6. Then we have a substantial amount of open water. Back to ZLAC. However, ZLAC has moved up and closed quite a bit of ground here lately, and they're actually coming up and beginning to challenge Los Gatos along the shoreline. The trailing crew is the crew from Avalon Rowing Club. That would be in Newport, Connecticut, having nothing to do with the Avalon off the coast of Los Angeles. Mile High on the lead, all the way outside to Marin. Then Los Gatos. Then looking at ZLAC. ZLAC took a run at Los Gatos, and apparently Los Gatos has held off the challenge as Los Gatos has begun to pick up the stroke and beginning to close some ground. They may even have jumped up on Marin. It is Mile High still on the lead, with Los Gatos on the charge along the shoreline, and then outside is Marin. Back in the pack now is ZLAC and Newport, and trailing is Avalon. Coming down to our finish line, Mile High in what is looking like might be a wire-to-wire finish here. Los Gatos moving along very smartly along the shoreline, eclipsed Marin on the far outside. It is Mile High moving along, and it's very tight between Los Gatos and outside to Marin. Mile High looking at the finish line, checking on Los Gatos near side, Marin far side. It is Los Gatos in the blue shell on the short side, very close to call. It looks like possibly Los Gatos got up there. We'll have to check and wait for the official reading on it, and maybe we can take a quick look on the replay. It is Mile High was the one that got in there first, but then for second place, it is almost bow marker to bow marker, and it looks like we will give it unofficially to Los Gatos as they overtook one of the early challengers as Marin on the far outside. And then we finished up with ZLAC, Newport, and Avalon. Very tight finish for second, but all that be it aside, it is the Women's Master Champion crowned as Mile High Rowing Club out of Parker, Colorado. Concept 2 gave out an erg rowing machine, and they'd like to announce that the winner is Ann McCaffrey. If Ann happens to be on the premises still, why, she can stop by the Concept 2 booth and arrange for the delivery of her erg machine. That's Concept 2 winner erg machine, Ann McCaffrey. Looking down at the machine and how it works, it is an outstanding rowing conditioning machine. And Ann, you're the lucky winner of today's Concept 2 drawing.
Long Beach. Attention. Go!
104,